You're fired, Harvester
No,
Ed.
you mean I'm fired?
You know all those written disciplines I've given you
me?
and all the other timeouts I've given you?
No. We have witnesses to this guy.
Break it up. Nice try, Harvester Bill. We'll take care of this in a minute, okay?
Oh, man. Guess I didn't do that very good. This is Head Harvester Bill Harden from the West Coast.
Head Harvester Ed LaFlamme from the East Coast. Boy, it's a good thing Harvester Steve came in there, huh?
Head Harvester Steve Caesar for Human Resources from coast to coast.
Now, today we're going to talk about the termination process. This is important, let me tell you, because it can cause a lot of grief if you do it wrong, that's for sure. So you want, if and when you come up to this situation, we all do, we have to do it right. So the termination process, that's our topic today. So tell us a little about that, Harvester Steve.
Yeah, just briefly, everybody, we've all gone through this process, and it's very important for us to have some type of, follow-up to make sure that we're doing it correctly. In general, I think the termination meeting itself should probably be between 15 and 20 minutes long. Too short, maybe problematic. Too long becomes very unnecessary. So try to structure it in your own mind where you have about a 15 or 20 minute point of time where you're in a confidential setting where you're going to terminate somebody. Don't do it publicly out in the yard. Keep it sort of secluded and treat the person with some degree of composure and integrity. Along those same lines, never terminate anybody one-on-one. Always have a witness.
Good point.
Because otherwise, if you don't have, like if we were terminating Harvester,
like I was just trying to do there?
We're going to do it pretty soon. Okay?
Well, we have two.
If terminating people. So now, if we're doing it one-on-one, if Bill was trying to fire Ed, Ed could make some allegations about Bill saying wrongful termination, hate speech, stuff like that.
What he said, he shouldn't have said that.
He said versus she said.
My attorney.
Exactly right. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
So by having a witness here, now we can verify that it's really 2-on-1, that Bill didn't violate any company policy about treatment of an employee. Okay? Always do your terminations 2-on-1 in a confidential setting. Termination process always has 3 components to it. A performance process associated with it, a personal aspect to it, and then the administrative component. So first, if you're terminating somebody, it's usually because of some type of performance, something that they did. So we would have to let the employee being terminated know exactly what he did wrong that's leading to the termination.
He or she.
He or she, correct.
And I've always heard too, and it's really true, that it shouldn't be a surprise to this person.
Never should be.
True?
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
They should have been warned ahead of time.
Yeah, you should know what's coming. So the second part is the personal component. If you're going to fire somebody, the person can yell and scream, become very emotional. They can cry. I've had people cry like babies. My family has no money coming in. How could you do this to me? So there's that personal shock or that personal emotion that can be attached to it as well. So be prepared for shock and awe. It could be anything. So just be prepared that these are people who are being terminated. And the third element of the termination meeting is the administrative component. Here's your final check, sign this form, do this and do that. So
there's the keys, the laptop, the car.
Exactly right. Bring all that stuff back.
Yeah, you want it right then. And you have to give them the check right then too, don't you?
It depends upon the state that you're in, but usually yes. So following from that, when the termination process is over, some key points: never leave a terminated employee unattended.
Boy, that's for sure.
If they have to go to the bathroom, be very careful. I got to go back to my desk. I'm going to get something out of my car. They could slip and fall. Fake a workers' comp claim. They could put something on the computer system like a virus. They could take a swing at somebody else.
Steal files. We've had that happen.
Never leave an a terminated employee unattended for even a moment. Literally follow the person around with the box that they're going to fill up for their personal belongings. I tell all my folks to escort the employee off the premises. Because until he or she leaves the territory.
What if they have a company vehicle and they're turning the vehicle there? What do you do that?
Somebody's got to drive him or
drive home or get a cab or
exactly
whatever,
right.
home.
Do not let them have any type of risk to the company's liability. And then after the terminated employee has left the site, always do follow-up. Did we treat the person with fairness and equity? Did we violate any policies? Did any threats? Because I'm going to get you. A guy calls me the other day from New Jersey, and he was going to terminate some guy, and the employee said, "I'm going to get you back." For the next 3 hours, the terminated employee waited in the parking lot for the guy to come out.
Wow.
So you got to be ready. So in terms of that follow-up, make sure that all those types of threats could be documented as well to protect the integrity of the employee. So termination process, a very important phase. Make sure you do it correctly. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call us. Okay?
Now, a lot of times people get terminated, they always wait till Friday.
Yeah.
So they wait till Friday, Steve?
The rules of thumb, Ed, are usually earlier in the day and earlier in the week.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to fire somebody Monday morning, but if you had to, you could. But it's usually earlier in the day and earlier in the week. Going to that Friday afternoon, that's a little bit weird for
me. Don't get wimped out on if you do it like in the middle of the morning. Pay him for that whole day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than say, oh, you only work 2 hours. I fired him at 10 o'clock. I'm not going to pay him for the whole day. Pay him for the whole day, right?
You don't have to do that, but you should.
I think
just
I
to,
would, yeah.
because it's a bad scene all the way around.
Yeah,
But so
yeah.
be very careful, everybody. Okay.
I remember one time we hired a crew supervisor on a Monday and determined by Wednesday morning that we wanted to let him go.
Yeah.
And you know, we said, well, we'll terminate him on Friday. Well, guess what?
There you go.
Friday morning, he hurts his back. And $75,000 later,
Yeah.
you know, and it's long, protracted workers' comp lawsuit went on. And I'm thinking, oh, we should have fired him Wednesday morning, first thing
Yeah.
before he even went out, you know. So that's, I think, when
You
you
did that right.
make that determination, you should fire him. That's
Well,
it.
speaking of termination, I think we should terminate our little video
I-
right
I
now.
agree.
A great story. I appreciate that. This is Head Harvester Bill Arman from the West Coast.
And this is Ed LaFlamme, head harvester from the East Coast.
Head Harvester Steve Caesar from Coast to Coast.
Now, listen, when you terminate, make sure you do it right. And if you have a question on that, we have Head Harvester Steve right
Caesar,
here,
yeah.
the
Call me
human
anytime.
resource guy. He is available, and he is a giving guy. I'm telling you what, termination process. Now, go out there and harvest your potential.
We'll put the link, his link, and his contact information below, okay?
Bye, everybody.